I am Jenna. I am Jenna. I am a holistic practitioner, and I'm here to talk about some health or wellness issues. That's what I do on this page. So make sure you're following the page. Make sure you put your notifications on. So when I post videos or I stream live, you guys will be notified so you can see me. Okay? Okay, so we got somebody who said that they're on birth control. Okay, so what is my take on birth control? First and foremost, I feel it's always been detrimental to the body, always. Even 30 years ago, it was even worse. For some reason, they prescribe birth control for literally everything. If you have fibroids, if you have heavy cycles, if you have acne, I mean, birth control was originally, I guess, supposed to control you getting pregnant, but now it's just being overly prescribed for every little thing, and it is not good. Like, even I was prescribed birth control when I was just 23 years old because I wasn't getting my cycle. So the first thing they wanted to do, to regulate your cycle, let's put you on birth control. Well, I didn't really take to birth control well. It made all of my problems, I feel, worse. I had pain, I had heavier cycles, and it got to the point where if I didn't have birth control in my system, then my cycle wouldn't come on. So anyway, I stopped years ago, never took it again, and I had to figure out how to regulate my cycles. If you have PCOS, they'll prescribe birth control. And so the thing about it is, birth control is putting extra hormones in your body. It's putting, I don't know, not going to say where they get the hormones from. You know, it's rumors saying they get it from animals, and it's very synthesized. Anything synthesized, it's always going to be stronger. And so that's why a lot of women, you put on weight, you have, you put on weight, you have painful cycles, and when you're ready to get off of it, it's a real issue with getting pregnant if you want to start a family and things like that. It's horrible. And so anybody here who wants to basically what is it called? What is it? I'm having a brain fog here. You want to basically transition your body to not being on birth control and regulate your cycle naturally, I do help with that, okay? Number one, if you're, a lot of women are prescribed birth control because they're having heavy cycles. Well, heavy cycles comes from extra estrogen in the body. If you have extra estrogen in the body, it's going to cause even more issues. So you have extra estrogen in the body because of you being overweight, because of the foods that we eat, and just because we produce it anyway. You know what I mean? And so when you're putting in this synthesized estrogen, how is that going to help the situation? Just think about it. Just because somebody gives you something doesn't necessarily mean you hop on the bandwagon and do it. I mean, that's just my opinion. Our bodies are very resilient. It can heal on its own, okay? So yeah, anything that produces more estrogen, more testosterone, more issues, I would not tell a woman to take that. And there are natural ways that you can basically not get pregnant, especially, let me talk about this, because I've never done this before. I don't even know why people do it. Who in here has had the implants, the birth control implants? Guys, please share this video. Hit the heart buttons if you can hear me. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Hi, Miss Anita, I see you. Who in here has had the implants? I've never had that. I would be scared. And it's rumors going around that they move. It's rumors going around that they call. Oh, another thing, guys. If you're over 35 years old, you really shouldn't be on birth control, because that's one thing that kind of like scared me when I was young. It said if you're over 35, you know, can't smoke and all of that. And at the time, I was a young girl. I was still partying and things like that. And I was like, I don't want to take this anymore, because they said basically it increases heart attacks after 35. So those side effects kind of like got me to the point. I see you, Miss Antoinette. I see you, Miss Alvarado, is it? I see you. Okay, so you guys have IUDs. Yeah. And, you know, they promote IUDs as being, like, I guess, is easy as far as you don't have to. It's okay, babe, because I'm on a roll. It's easy, unless you can find it, because I'm looking at the camera. They say that it's promoting, you know, you not to forget. I don't know. Why do they give you IUDs in the first place? I don't understand. Can you guys educate that to me? Because they're so dangerous, you know what I mean? And over time, your body changes, and they tell you that they can basically stay in you for years. Like anything that stays in you for more than a few days, I don't like, because our bodies is made to cleanse out and things like that. So anything that's just stagnant in me, I mean, couldn't that, you know, give you an infection? And I just would be too scared for the procedure and things like that. Like, you're not really sticking anything in me. I mean, I just rather be someone who is just aware of their body and knows how it works. Is there anybody here who's actually on birth control to not get pregnant? Because everybody that I talk to, like all of my clients, they got on birth control because they had a feminine reproductive issue. They very rarely say, oh, I got on birth control because I didn't want to get pregnant. I just never have heard that in a little bit. I just haven't. So if anybody is here who actually is on birth control because you don't want to get pregnant, I would love to just see that, you know, because I don't see that anymore. And so a lot of us women were not educated, and that's what I love to do. I love to inform people. Love to inform people on their bodies. You guys know how it works, okay? First thing, if you are having heavy cycles, that's why I have my IUD. I have 2 children and didn't want any more at the time. Yeah, they want to give me an IUD to stop. Yeah. Somebody said they wanted to give them an IUD to stop them from hemorrhaging. No. Okay, so this is the thing. I specialize in helping women get their cycle back. I'm 39 years old. I love to tell my age because it's a blessing. Anybody wants to tell their age, go ahead. I want to know if anybody's here older, younger than me. I love to see who's actually watching me. But yeah, I'm 39 years old. And after I was 35, I noticed that my cycles started to get heavier. No, I didn't want to go to no darn birth control and things like that. No, I had to just basically go into my mental Rolodex and figure out what was going on. Well, after 35, I'm talking to anybody who's over 35 years old and you're discovering that your cycles are a little heavier. It's because at 35 years old, our hormones change drastically. We have, thank you so much. We have estrogen and we have progesterone, guys. Estrogen and progesterone. Our progesterone falls. Somebody can quote me on this. I don't know. It falls over 50% after you're 35 years old. It's like our bodies have a time on it. Who in here turned 35 and all of a sudden they realized their health just completely kind of changed? Anybody in here? I was one of them. I thought something was wrong with me. I don't know. I was partying at 34. I was still eating fried chicken. I was still doing my thing. You know, I was one of those people who, you know, I would eat unhealthy sometimes, but still have my little herbs and stuff like that to kind of counteract. Well, honey, at 35 years old, everything just went kaput on that. I got tachycardia. I had to have surgery because I had a cyst. You name it. My weight went out of whack. I mean, everything at 35 years old, just like within like maybe 6 months, and so I had to really change my life, because once your hormones getting messed up, once your cycle's getting heavy, it's kind of like downhill from there. I mean, and that's one thing I do. I specialize in this because I actually talk from my own experiences. I don't just learn from books. I don't just take classes. I don't do that. I do that as well. But to be honest, what sparked me to want to be on this holistic health realm is because I've had all of these health conditions that you guys who are watching have. I'm not ashamed of that. I have type 2 diabetes. I have high blood. I don't like saying I have it. I listened to this pastor, and pastors aren't perfect, you know, because I just found out this same pastor is about, she's okay with having late term, you know, terminations of pregnancies. I don't like that. Like, what do you do when you listen to somebody and you love them, and then all of a sudden they say something that you totally disagree with? Well, like God says, you're not supposed to judge. And what I do is I take the information that I need, and, you know, I eat the fish and throw away the bones, quite whatever. So anyway, she was preaching one day. And guys, if you want to give this video some stars, or you want to donate to my Cash App if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead. It is what it is. But yeah, she said, basically, don't say you have something. Just say you're dealing with it. Because when you say you have something, it's basically saying that you are okay with it, or you've accepted it and it ain't going nowhere. So so just don't speak that type of thing over you. Words have life. Speak life over you. Speak that you're healed. Speak that this condition is not you. It's not going to take over you. You will be better. Just speak that over yourself and you will feel better. Your body actually listens. Your heart and your lungs and everything listens to you. And you just tell people, look, you just tell your body, look, whatever's going on that ain't right, it ain't welcome here and it's got to go. You get what I'm saying? Thank you, Miss April, for the stars. You know what I mean? He's an ultimate healer, and God is knowledge. Okay, but yeah, I am dealing with type 2 diabetes at 39 years old. I am dealing with high blood pressure. I'm dealing with PCOS, even though I haven't dealt with PCOS symptoms since 2007, you know, because I've been just changing my lifestyle. And I'm dealing with endometriosis, which have 4 stages. So it depends on like what you eat and everything like that, which determines what stage you're in. Well, I'm on a plant-based diet, thank you, Lord. That finally happened during this thing that we're going through. And I just decided to give up meat, and a lot of those issues kind of just dissipated. So I love to tell people this, because the thing about it is, if you're not healthy, it's not best to get pregnant at 39. I'm sorry, Miss Sherry. We rebuke that in Jesus' name. Who are you? Did I even ask that? Yeah. It's women having children at 50 years old. Okay? So I don't know why you said that, but did I ever say I wanted to get pregnant? Did I ever say that? Oh. But yeah, anywho, what was I saying? Goodness gracious, I got pushed off because somebody said it's not healthy to get pregnant at 39 years old. It's not healthy to get pregnant at 29. Like, let me educate you, Sherry. There was a 23-year-old YouTuber who actually died during childbirth because she had very, very high blood pressure. Very high. She had toxemia. It's really, really bad, and she died during childbirth. So it's not an age, okay? It doesn't matter what age. If you're 14 and not healthy and you're having a baby, it is dangerous. Don't sit here and age shame, because I talk to women who are my age and older who would love to have children, and they can by doing what they need to do, okay? And it is what it is. Don't speak that over yourself, okay? Be careful, you know? Thank you, Miss Marlisha. It's healthy depends on, yeah, I mean, pregnancy is hard on any age. Not to get sidetracked, but pregnancy is hard on any age. It doesn't matter how old you are. Of course, if you're over 35 years old, you're going to have more issues if you're not healthy, you know, versus a 20-year-old. But 20-year-olds are dying too nowadays. That's why I love doing this type of business, because I like to talk to all ages. I don't discriminate on age. Health doesn't have an age bracket. Oh, it's just going to go ahead and attack people who are 35 and older. No. I mean, there are toddlers out here with high blood pressure. Hello. So let's not do that, okay? Birth control depends. I've had good experiences with it, but on and off. Right. Well, yeah, birth control is not good for you whether you've had good experiences or not. Sometimes it just doesn't show up until later. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I have dealt with all of those diseases. I'm dealing with them now. And a lot of my issues that I have dealt with have healed as far as the symptoms, you know what I mean? Because I have changed my diet. So if you have PCOS, the first thing they're going to tell you is this. They're going to tell you to get on birth control. They're probably going to tell you to get on a diabetes medicine because insulin resistance causes a lot of problems. You guys probably never even heard of it. Who in here has heard of insulin resistance? Thank you for the stars, by the way, if I didn't say it. Thank you so much, guys. Stars helps me. I'm not sitting here telling you that the STAR program doesn't help me. Yes, it does. Okay? Everything matters on this video. When you share, when you comment, when you hit the heart buttons, and when you give stars. All of that helps my video. So even if you cannot donate stars, giving a share is awesome. Giving a comment is awesome. It doesn't matter if I like the comment or not. I'm always going to bounce back with the people. Just like the lady said, it's not healthy at 39 to get pregnant. If you're not, whatever, I bounce back with her. It's all good in the hood. We all don't have to agree, but we all just respect each other. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you're diagnosed with PCOS, the first thing they're going to do is give you birth control. That's what happened to me. They gave me birth control, they gave me diabetes medicine, and they gave me 2 high blood pressure medicines, and I was just 23 years old. And I'm like, my goodness, they're just throwing the gamut at me, ain't they? You know, it was ridiculous, you know. And so even at that age, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to just be on this type of medicines for the rest of my life. Because what happens is when we're on those type of medicines, we tend to eat the same, we tend to do the same stuff, and, you know, it's just ridiculous. What is PCOS? PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. It is a condition that a lot of women are working around with. And the base root cause of PCOS to me is insulin resistant. And so insulin resistant is basically saying that you have a lot of sugar in your bloodstream. And it is an indicator that you could be a diabetic. That's like when people talk to me, and they actually purchase the program of myholisticcounselor.com and I become their holistic practitioner, the first thing I do is I'm not going to say I treat, but I suggest that you treat yourself like you're a diabetic. You know, that's what you do. Straight up, whether you've been diagnosed. I have so many people I talk to, they say, oh, I don't have high blood pressure. I have never been diagnosed with high blood pressure. I've never been diagnosed with diabetes. But they are diabetes. They are diabetic. You know, their body is acting as if they have diabetes. I'll say that. You know what I mean? And the only way that you'll really know that you're a diabetic is if you get a test called an A1C, which basically takes your blood and it basically looks at your panel, like of how your sugar is for the last 3 months. That's basically what it is. So technically you can't say whether you're a diabetic if you haven't had that test. And if you get that test and it's under 7, you're straight. I would say if you're 6, you're pre-diabetic. And so, you know, I would think that you would try to lean towards 5, but anything over 7, you're definitely a diabetic. When I first had my A1C, which was over 15 years ago, my number was 9. I've talked to people whose numbers were 13, and so, and all of that. And at 9, I had every symptom in the book. So, I mean, the body kind of can tell you if you're a diabetic just by if you have dry mouth, if you are losing weight, and you're not really trying, because that was what's going on with me. If you're urinating a lot, if you get up in the middle of the night a lot, you know, to go to the bathroom, you could have diabetes. But I'm going to just say if you have PCOS, more than likely you may have diabetes. If you have fibroids, if you have heavy cycles, especially if you see that you do hemorrhage very heavy during the month during your cycle, obviously you do have some type of issues with the sugar, because sugar does make your periods heavy. I don't know if you guys actually know that. Okay, guys? But yeah, birth control is not the best. It really isn't. It made all of my issues that I already had worse. I would not suggest people to use it. Am I telling people to go ahead and just not take their birth control? No, because I don't know you like that. These videos are just for basically informational purposes only, and for you to really make that decision, you would have to make that decision with your doctor or a holistic practitioner to kind of give you some other ways to help your body get under control. I mean, it is what it is. I help people do that. If you're interested, let me know. Go to myholisticcounselor.com. You can either pay for 1 month Or I will always suggest that you pay for 1 year because it's just better that way. It's much cheaper, to be honest. I'm 48. I have 9 kids. They wanted me to be on birth control, in which I refused. I opted for tubal ligation. Good for you. All right. So anyway, what I do is I just basically, I promote people to do things naturally, guys. Natural is better. Natural is better. And so if you're on birth control because you have heavy cycles, the first thing you want to do is you want to decrease your sugar intake. That's what you want to do. Decrease it. Decrease it wholeheartedly. Not for 30 days. This isn't a challenge. This is a lifestyle change. One thing I do, I don't eat a lot of sugar per day. I don't eat sugar. I for the most part, I eat fruits. I get my energy from fruits, apples, berries. That's it. I don't really eat fruits that's a lot of sugar either. I'm really serious about that. Decrease your meat intake. Meat has a lot of hormonal disruptors. I mean, so this is a typical diet of a typical woman. Okay, you're eating meat. You're eating a lot of processed sugar. You're eating a lot of carbs, like the white rice and the mac and cheese and all of that. And then you're on birth control over, on top of that. And that's why you have cysts. That's why we're having all of these problems that we're having, because you're just basically bombarding this body, which is strong but weak at the same time, because it really only can handle so much without showing issues happening. Let's see. I was placed on birth control to regulate my menstrual cycle and got pregnant a month later. After I changed my diet and started working out, I stopped having issues. Awesome. I love to hear that. Awesome. Is natural sugar bad? Yeah, processed sugar is not good. That's I'm going to keep saying that. Processed sugar is not good. Okay. Everything in moderation though, so when people say natural sugar, what do you mean? You mean fruits? No, fructose in general, of course, would trump processed sugar. You know what processed sugar is, don't you guys? Who in here knows what processed sugar is? If so, say me. If you don't know what processed sugar in here, say I don't know. I just don't want to know who's watching. But yeah, processed sugar is the worst. So if you're sitting here and you're eating a whole bunch of processed sugar, but yet you are on birth control and you're overweight and you have all these other issues, trust and believe, the first thing we all should do is when we get any type of diagnosis is to go into your diet. The natural doctors the doctors necessarily are not going to say that because they're not trained in nutrition. That's why I love holistic lifestyle. I love a holistic lifestyle because it's promoting you to basically go within your diet to change your issues that you may have. Okay? It's not just telling you to take a pill. It's not telling you to get an implant. It's not doing any of that. It's going within your diet and changing it, which doctors may not necessarily encourage that because they just may not know. It's some doctors who do know. It's some good doctors out here who knows both realms. They know the natural realm and they know the realm that everyone knows about, having pills and surgeries and all of that, I do eat a lot of sugar, and soon I get sleepy instantly. Yeah, and then eventually you won't get sleepy at all, and then you'll really be in trouble. They call it the itis, but no, your body is just sluggish. It's not able to function when you have all of that sugar just coming through your system. Eventually, you won't be able to sleep. You'll be on edge. You'll get anxiety, and then you'll get other problems. It causes nerve damage. I mean, sugar is not the best. It really isn't. So you're on sugar, then you're going to get on birth control and all of that, and your body is all over the place. So I would encourage anybody who has any kind of health conditions, okay, that is on birth control, to try to transition your life into not having birth control anymore. It's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you just have to be more into your lifestyle, though. You have to know how your body works, Does anybody actually know how their body works? And this is to people who say, oh, I don't want any more children and things like that. Do you know what to do to keep yourself from getting pregnant? Do you even know how it works? If you don't, that's a huge problem. That's why you may be stuck on something that is actually harming you in the end, and having tubal ligations and things like that. That is okay, I guess. But I mean, then what about scar tissue and all of that? Scar tissue is horrendous for the internal space of your body. It's not good. You know what I mean? So why have that? You know, that's just my opinion. All right. So, anybody have any questions? I'm trying to get pregnant. So what's going on, Miss Tahira? What's going on? If you don't mind me asking. And if you want a private consultation, guys, go to myholisticounselor.com and register and ask for Jenna. I'm Jenna, and you can be my client, and I can help you. If you're trying for 1 year. Okay. You're 34 years old. I remember when I was 34. Yeah. So if you're interested in getting a consultation, what's going on? Are you on birth control? Have you talked to your doctor? What's going on? Like, I would have to ask some key questions to see what's going on so we can, what state are you in? Oh, all of my services are virtual. Yeah. All of my services are virtual. So everything is virtual. You don't have to be in my state to get, yeah. Just go to myholisticounselor.com, register, and everything is virtual. The group is virtual. Everything's virtual. I don't do anything in person anymore. No more. Okay? Off depot. Okay. So, that's a huge issue right there. You were on depot. How long were you on it? You say you're off of it for a year, but how long were you on it in the first place? Because anything you're on over a year is very serious. I would say 6 months, 3 months, and things like that. You know what I mean? It takes time for all of that to get together, especially if you're not living the lifestyle to purge all of that extra hormones out of your body. Yeah, 5 years, that's a long time. That's a long time. So if you're interested in talking off of here, and you're a star giver, because it says star sender on my screen. Thank you so much for giving stars. That means you've probably watched me before. I'm loving that. Yeah. All right. So you already seen me, Mr. Hero. So you already know what's up. Okay. Go to myholisticounselor.com. Register for 1 month or 1 year. And then I would suggest you register for 1 year, because obviously you would need more than 1 month of services to help. First of all, get those hormones out of your system. You know, when you're trying to get pregnant, unfortunately, the thing about it is, it's a process of doing so. We always want the golden nugget, but we don't want to do the pathway. You got to do some things. It's a step-by-step process. If you're willing to do that, I'm willing to help you do it, okay? Does anybody else have any questions or concerns? I've said all I can say. I'm going to do, I think, because how old are you guys in here? I think I have a lot of older women that are at least 35 and up. And a lot of women that I speak to on here, you guys are probably not even interested in the information I give, because I give information for people who are like in their younger ages. I don't know. I'm kind of confused. And so I had asked this question yesterday. 36. Yeah, my average people who watch me is between 35 and 55 years old. 35 and 55 years old. And so I'm assuming that when you're in 35 to 55, and I don't like to assume, you guys aren't really interested in having children. You're probably not interested in talking about heavy cycles, because you're on the other end. We're like, I'm almost done, right? No. When you're 40, you have a good 10 years to menstruate again. My Lord. We're going through menopause way too early nowadays. We're going through menopausal symptoms way too early. It's called perimenopause when you're in your 40s. Way too early. The thing about it is, because of our standard American diet, we go through menopausal symptoms. Other cultures unless they come over here, they don't go through menopause. There's no such thing as menopause, because menopause to us is hot sweats and And I mean, night sweats and weight gain and water retention and bloating and irritability and hair loss and all of that. And if there's anybody here who's going through that, I mean, there are some things that you can do to take away from those menopausal situations. Like, that's ridiculous, you know. It's early menopause. Yeah, it's called perimenopause. I don't think it's called early menopause. I mean, if you know, it's perimenopause, and that's when your body starts to, basically the hormone starts to change, and you go through some bad things. But yes, it can be preventable. It can be where you don't go through those things, you know. And that's really what I've been studying for years, because I've been talking about health for a long time, and I've heard some horror stories about menopause, and I just didn't want to go through it. So first and foremost, I had to lose weight. I mean, I've been steadily losing weight. I mean, that's a huge contributor to preventing a lot of issues, just weight loss. And it doesn't have to be 100 pounds. You know what I mean? It can be as little as 30 pounds, you know? Thank you, Miss Tahira. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I've lost it just in my whole kind of quest of losing weight, and I'm going for 10 years now. I've lost like at least 70 pounds. I mean, when I was in my 20s, I was very big. You know what I mean? Bigger than I should have ever been. And I am so glad that I've started to lose weight. So that's a huge issue with women who are going through menopause or menopausal symptoms, is your weight, you know, the water retention, your blood pressure. You have to get that underway. Your blood pressure is very serious, ladies. That's something that a lot of us, we ignore. You may get your blood pressure checked once or twice a year when you go to the doctor's office. I check my blood pressure every day. You get what I'm saying? I check my blood pressure every day, and I get great numbers, 102/73. When I was in my 20s, my blood pressure used to be 160/102. I should have had a stroke or a heart attack at 20. So I'm going back to when the lady was talking about 39 is, you know, pregnancy is dangerous at 39. Pregnancy is dangerous at any age if you have high blood pressure. So that's a key thing. Like, if you're listening to this and you're going through menopausal problems or perimenopause, or you're going through the night sweats, you have to rectify your blood pressure. And I'm not talking about take blood pressure medicine. I'm not on any blood pressure medicine. I control it by my diet, and I also control it by just my herbal remedies that I take every day. You would be surprised. You know, all of our prescriptions are derived by food, you know, but natural stuff is just synthesized for the masses, you know what I mean? So, does anybody have any questions or concerns? I see you, Richard. I see you. I'm going through high blood pressure now. I was given medication, looking to lower it. I can't see. Lower it naturally with diet. Right. And so, Tiara, if you want to actually know exactly what to do, you know what's up, girl. You know what's up. But I really would love to help you. You gave stars. Thank you so much. So hard losing weight. I stopped fried foods and sweets, but no results. However, I started a nerve medication and gained 25 pounds in 2 weeks. Well, my goodness, Marlisha, that's daunting. Oh my gosh, how are you dealing with that? 25 pounds? I couldn't imagine. Are you on a steroid? That sounds like a steroid or something, because usually when people are on steroids, do you have any other issues going on? Yeah. So I would love to work with you as well. Yeah. So we got Norlisha, and we got, Tahira, who are on the fence with going and getting myholisticcounselor.com, guys. Two people in here. I know you guys want to go ahead and you want to go and sign up. You got the money. Go ahead and use it. Do not allow money to stop you from getting the treatment that you need. Okay, obviously, guys, you watch me, you know what's up. Save your money. If you don't have it, save your money or whatever. But when you see me go live, guys, there's only so much I can do over here. It's only so much, because I have to actually give you a consultation, and then I just give you a whole bunch of things to do and what to do right away. I mean, stop wasting your time and go to myholisticcounselor.com. Get your membership for 1 year so I can tell you what to take to help you with this stuff, so you can lose that 25 pounds, because that's not good. I couldn't imagine gaining 25 pounds in 2 weeks. That's 12.5 pounds every week. Oh my gosh. And the thing about it is, it's mostly fluid. I know it's mostly fluid. So you're probably puffy and your blood pressure is through the roof at that point. And so, yeah. I would, first of all, let's just keep it real. Why are you still taking that medication? Like, that's something you need to report to your doctor. That's not good. Whatever it was supposed to do, it's actually making it worse over time. Like 25 pounds is horrible. That's not good. Okay, let's see. Does anybody else have any questions or concerns? I've said a lot without saying enough, right? I can't sit here and tell you not to take birth control. That's not what I'm going to do. You know, like the lady with 9 children, you know, I guess she thought birth control was okay. I don't know, or she didn't. I don't know what's going on, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand too, when we're having children, you're supposed to allow your body to rest for 2 years. You get what I'm saying? For 2 years before you have more children. And that's for your body to heal, okay? That's for your body to heal. I don't know if people understand that. You're supposed to give your body some rest and things like that. So, I don't know. I reported it. I had spinal surgery. Okay, no problem, no problem. Does anybody else have any questions or concerns? Had spinal surgery. Your spinal cord is serious, guys. That's not just something just to roll around on. I mean, your spinal cord is literally your central nerves, and that's why you probably are on the medication. I get that. That is your central nervous system. That is like basically your indicator system for your whole body. If your spinal cord is not aligned, it will help you to have all kinds of issues, especially ladies with issues with getting pregnant and things like that. That's why they say acupuncture is good. That means some people go to chiropractic and stuff, and these are all like natural things that you can do to help you to basically get in alignment. So when your spine is out of whack, your whole body is out of whack. I don't know if you know that, but it's true. I have had 2, yeah. And so when I talk to people with hip replacements and all of that, your body is really like hungry for nutrients. You know, your body will do what it needs to do to survive. So when you start to have like osteoporosis or bone breakdown, that's your body taking what it needs from your bones. Okay, a lot of women, like if you're pregnant, you know, some women lose their teeth because you're not getting enough calcium, you're not getting enough nutrients. So the baby's going to take what it needs. And then remember, you're not eating for 2. That right there helps women to have diabetes, high blood pressure, and all of that, because you think you're really eating for 2. Please dead that horrible scenario, because the baby takes what it needs first. So you do not have to increase what you eat, like all that negative stuff that we eat. You know, you don't have to do that to give the baby, because all you're going to do is give the baby more than what it needs, which is high blood pressure, diseases, and obesity. And you're going to make it harder for you during birth as well, and things like that. But that's another video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you continue to share the video, guys. I'm trying to figure out some great subjects to come up with. I'll do some menopause subjects, weight loss. This is what I specialize in, though. Hormonal issues, weight loss. What else? I don't know. I just specialize in women's health. I should just say women's health. Heavy cycles, fibroids, feminine odor, BV, things like that. That's what I go live with and make videos. And I would love for you guys to watch and come and participate while I'm live. And so make sure you put your notifications on, guys, and put them on all, so you'll get all of the notifications. When I stop eating all the sugar, would my body go in withdrawal? Yeah, Markeisha, I'm going to go ahead and just cease this information right now, because you guys want to know things that I cannot say on here. I can't talk about that on here. I'm so sorry. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.